Hello guys, welcome back to Pokerstars 7. We covered Zoom, we done a sit and go, we done 20 million Zoom for an hour, situations like that. So this time we're gonna do something different and play a tournament. So what does that mean? That this video might be a very short one or a very long one. We are doing Playchip tournaments, of course. All the videos will be Playchips, I think, unless I decide at one point I will put some dollars out there. But at this moment, it's Playchips. Been going up and down in the last couple of weeks, and I'm around 412 million of bankroll. That means I can play going by my 10% rule. I do not enter anything with a higher buy-in than 10% of my bankroll, which is like about 40 million. But well, we're not gonna do that. You have all kinds of tournaments here in this, also in Playchips, with the Sunday Billion and such are probably the biggest ones. But there are daily tournaments every hour, every 15 minutes. There is starting something. What kind of tournaments do we have? We just have Playchips. For instance, this one is 100,000 buy-in. That means you need to buy in for 100,000 chips. Most of the tourneys, have a quick look here. Most of the tourneys are either normal speed or turbo speed. Normal speed, that means the blinds go up every 5 minutes. Turbo means that the blinds go up every 3 minutes. You also have hyper, but I do not see that in these normal tournaments. In sit and goes you might have hyper, then the blinds go up every 2 minutes. So the normal ones, we have like 100,000 here. You get, let's have a quick look in the structure here. It starts with 5,000 chips on the table and then small blinds, and then you work your way up that way. But I do not like those with 5,000 and 10,000. You have knockout tournaments where you get where each player is worth a certain amount, and if you knock someone out, you get that amount immediately to your bankroll added. And then there is also like a small prize pool as well. That's like you have 500k knockouts, you have 1 million knockouts. Then you have the high rollers, 10 million high roller. You have 20 million as well, I believe. Let's have a look here. Yep. The 10 million high roller, the 20 million higher roller, and let's have a look. What else do we have here? We have a 50 million buy-in as well. And I think there's also something like the morning quarter, where you have to buy in for 25 million. Let's have a quick look. The daily Centurion super knockout, where you have 100 million buy-in. The 75 million nightly 3/4. That's but I think those are like only daily tournaments. Let's have a look. When do they take place? Every 2 hours by the looks of it. 2 AM, 2 AM. No. The 75 million nightly 3/4 is only once a night. I'm assuming the morning quarter is also once a day. Let's see. But yeah, on the other hand, you have those time zones. Might be possible that it's considered 1717. No, only once a day as well. But the daily Centurion with a 100 million buy-in is every 2 hours or so. And then you have after all those tournaments, you still have the Bigstack, and those are the ones that I kind of prefer to do. There are 5 different ones. You have a 100,000 Bigstack, a 250,000 Bigstack, 500,000 Bigstack, and 1 million and 5 million. Those are the 5 different, and every 4 hours one of those tournaments goes into a cyclist mode. So if one starts, let's say 5 million starts at 1 AM, then there will also be one at 5 AM, at 9 AM, and so on. So every 4 hours it's the same amount that is played. So each of these tourneys have like 6 a day. Let's have a look what is available around this time. In all of these tourneys there is a break 5 minutes to the hours. So at 2:55, 3:55 or and so on. At this moment it's 4:15 AM. That means that the break has passed already, or at least the first one in some of these tourneys. So let's see what is available. That we have a few open here for late registration. Most of these tourneys have 1 hour late registration, so you do not have to be there at the start. You can enter them up till 1 hour after the opening. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna late register in one or maybe even two of those things. Might get a little bit more action if I open 2 tables. Because this is not like in Zoom, of course. This is just you play a table. If you fold your hand, you have to wait till other players on the table play the hand. In Zoom, if you fold a hand, you go to another table, you immediately get dealt a new hand. That's fast poker. It's more action, but here you can also take a little bit more time to work your way up and try to reach the final table. I don't know about the normal tournaments and the Centurion and all that, but in these Bigstack games you usually have around 200, 250 players, something like that. And that results in the fact that if you reach the final table, yeah, you will be sitting here for like 4 hours and a half, something like that. So let's see what's available. 500,000 knockout. That's a 6 table, 6 people on the table. Not really. No, we're gonna go for the big stack. There is a 500k big stack running at the moment. It started at 3:36, so it's running for yeah, about 45 minutes now. And we have a 5 million big stack that started about half an hour ago. So let's do those two, I guess. Let's open the tourney lobby here for the 500k and see what's going on at this moment. It's running for 41 minutes. Late registration is still open for 18 minutes. At this moment there are 133 entries and 117 of those are still in the game. That means that there are also already, as you can see here, a few grayed out. That means they are already knocked out of the tournament. 36 payouts at this moment, but yeah, that might go up to 45 or even 54. Seeing it's still about 20 minutes late registration. More people in the hand, more people entering the tourney, which also means more payouts, of course. So you never know the final numbers for the payouts until the late registration has closed. So gonna put that there for a second, and I'll also have a look at the 5 million big stack. We will put that one there. Situation there, late registration finishes in 26 minutes, so that's like everything is about 10 minutes more or 10 minutes less. It's running 33 minutes. 96 participants or entries, and 84 are still in the tourney at the moment. Only 27 payouts so far. But usually this 5 million, this is one that I pretty much often play. Usually it's around 200, 250 players, and then you have yeah, 54, 63, 72 prizes, something like that, when the late registration closes. So let's have a look here. Not much going on at this moment. Having a look on the label things here. No friends or so are playing at this moment, but they can still join later, we never know. So, on the left, the 500k big stack, and on the right, the 5 million big stack. We'll put it like that. So we're gonna register 500,000, yes please. And what is also the feature in this big stack is that whatever amount you buy in for in these things, you will get also those chips on the table. That's also the reason why they take like 4 hours and a half, because they start with, let's see, for instance, 500 and 1000 blinds. So basically, yeah, you start with 500 blinds in these things, and that is pretty high. That's the reason why they take so long. So meanwhile we registered there, but I still haven't got cards yet, of course. The next hand I will get cards. Jack 5 of suit, I'm gonna fold that, and at the same time register for the 5 million big stack here as well. So we invested 5.5 million at this moment, and we need to get, or at least try to get that back. So well, I'm running 2 tourneys now. I'm assuming I will survive the next break, so I'll probably do like a few different videos about these tourneys, especially if we could manage to get to the final table or last 2 tables or something. Then it's gonna take like 3 hours and a half, 4 hours. Yeah, then I will just make 3-4 videos out of it, split it up a little bit. Also have a look how they play here on the table. It's still late entries are still opening, so that means that occasionally you're gonna see you either get moved yourself or you're gonna see people get moved from your table, because they also at all times try to balance out the tables. So always in these tournaments, most of the tables have 8 or 9 players. Ten-8 of suit here under the gun. So. Time for a coffee. Just we sit back and we'll see what we can get there. The idea is that I, especially in the beginning when I started this series, which still is the beginning, posted 3-4 videos now I think, so sort of going over all the features within this Pokerstars client. So we have done the spin and goes, we have done the sit and goes, the zoom thing. Now we're doing like multiplayer tourneys. You also have a 1 table tourney, the sit and go, where you just register for a tourney till there are like 9 players. And once there are 9 players, it starts, and then it's top 3 gets a payout. I will do that one of the next videos. I will also do some cash games, I'm assuming. Cash game meaning that you just go on the public tables. You look for a table with a certain amount. You just sit there and you start playing, and you can leave whenever you want. Jack 8. Might also see me during the tourney, I don't know, but it's possible that I start labeling some people. So what labels do I have? I have red. Red are like the bingo players. They go all in like crazy, just trying to double up, and then usually the reason they do that is they try to double up and then they sit out for like half an hour or 3/4 of an hour because they can. Because yeah, the blinds go up every 5 minutes, but you start with 500 big blinds, so you can sit for like 40 minutes if you want. Then I have sort of light red or dark pink, whatever you want to call it. Those are like the pot size bluffers, what I call that. And then you have yellow or min bet players. That means that they are like min betting even with the nut hand, the best hand possible. They are still min betting on the flop, on the turn, on the river, and they try to get the pots that way. And then orange are the home games players. Home game players are people like that. They just limp in, just pay the big blind, no matter in which position they are. You do not see any raises or something from them. They just limp in, and usually they are playing a wide range of cards, trying to chase. Another one of those things they do, chasing straights, flushes, stuff like that. So they limp in to keep the pot low, and you can expect hands like anything basically. Usually suited connectors or something like that. Do I have another label? The green players, those are like more pretty decent, good players, and blue, well, dark blue is myself, and light blue is friends, people that I know here. Been playing here for a couple of years, although I haven't played much in the last year. But yeah, the crew is slowing down a bit, so I moved a bit back to poker, with the crew 2 on the horizon somewhere during this year or early next year. Let's see if we can get a hand here, left or right. Queen 10 of suits, not really. Here we go. 7-6 suited. That's what these people play here. And yeah, that's the other thing. You need to be lucky, of course. He flops a straight, 3-4-5 on the board, 7-6. But that's like a typical Pokerstars flop. You have immediately straight and flush draws, and just happen to have the other guy has two flushes, two of the same suit. So yeah, he's chasing the flush. He flopped the straight, and you have action, and you have a million pots. And that's exactly why the software does it like that. Also here on the table on the right, again, 2 clubs out there, 9-8 out there, so Jack 10 is like an open-ended straight draw, 7-6 is an open-ended straight draw, and those are typically the hands people play on these tables. Again, 6-7 here, which you won with, but I don't do that. It's not that I do not play those hands, but just not, especially not in the beginning of a tournament. So it represents like a tight image, and then when you are like short stack, you might get away with even bluffing here or there. Just by raising, they think, oh, he hasn't played much, he must have a good hand, and then you get away with it. It's all, yeah, you need to have some sort of strategy, I guess. Um, 10-9, no, not yet. It all depends a bit on the position as well, of course, where you are. If you have 10-9 and you're in one of the blinds, and you can get a pretty cheap flop, yeah, why not? But if you're somewhere in early position, under the gun, and you have 10-9, not much you can do with that with 7 people behind you to act. This is all everything here on this flop or on this board. You have straight draw, you have a flush draw, the potential full house. We'll have a look. If nobody raises too big here, we could have a look with 10-9 here, because I have to pay the 32 anyway. That's the 32,000 is the big blind here at this moment. Seeing I did come in late. It's not like blind levels are 1 and 2 or something. No, on the right table here, the current blind level is level 8, which means 16,000 small blind, 32,000 big blind, and a 3,200 NT. And on the left table we are level 10, blinds 2,500 and 5,000, and an ante of 500 chips. It's sort of, yeah, everything times 10 more or less, because this is 500,000 buy-in and the right table is a 5 million buy-in. So we got a limper here under the gun. The 2 in middle position limp as well. It's all home game style. And the cutoff, so I can check, see a free flop, and I can theoretically win 200,000. It's not gonna happen with the ace a6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the hand. One of them gotta have an ace. He bets half pot, suggesting he do have the ace, or at least maybe even a 6 or another pair. Amy over there is gonna raise it up, so he might not have had the ace. I guess he did not have an ace. Queen 9 of suit. In the small blind I am this time in the on the right table. Concentrating a little bit more on this table for the simple reason, 5 million buy-in. This is only 500,000 buy-in, so if we're gonna recoup the 5.5 million that we bought in both of the tables combined, it's easier to get them back in this tournament. If you survive the bubble, you already have them back. While in this tournament, you basically have to make the top 3 to recoup 5.5 million, so okay, cut off and the button limps in. I will limp in as well, and we'll have a flop again. Totally missed it. Nothing there for us on the board, so immediately gonna fold there. Best I can make of it is like a backdoor straight draw if Jack and 10 shows up, and even then Ace Queen might be a higher straight, so nope. Same here, 5-8 of suit. It was a 9 on the turn. King 10 over there wins. $65 he says over there. Okay. But just let them raise for a bit now. 7-6 suited. Queen 8 I'm gonna fold there. 7-6 suited here on the small table. We'll call it that. The small table and the big table. I'm on the button, so if nobody raises I might have a look at it. Especially if we get a few more limpers. Then 7-6 is definitely not a bad hand. Because if there will be some out there playing ace high, king high, and if you get a flop with low cards, you might have actually a pretty good shot with your 7-6. Over here I'm getting queen high every time, apparently. So that's a fold. $90,000 he makes it. Okay. He seems to bet a lot there, over there. Always these high bets, 70,000, 90,000. And he's from Argentina, yeah. Not 100% sure, but he might get a red mark later. Seems he wants to make the pot bid every time. King Jack, yeah. I was gonna min raise it, but seeing he limps in, that's sort of the same. Still 12,000. Queen, Queen 5 with 2 spades. We have hearts and clubs. So basically we missed that. Why is he only betting 6? Nope, not even gonna, don't wanna know. No backdoor flush draw or anything. Ace Queen suited on the big table here on the right. We might have a look with that though. Just gonna try to play every hand the same. By that I mean raise it up like 2.25 times the big blind. Flop a queen. Have to be careful for the flush draw of course, but I'm gonna bet about 70% into this pot. Get a call there. Jack 9 hits the straight already. If he wasn't chasing the straight, he might be chasing the flush, so gonna go a bit lower now, half pot. And he decides to re-raise me. Well, if he didn't have it on the turn, then he probably will have it now. You fucking stupid. Unbelievable. Another one of those people playing Jack 9 or whatever. Something like that. Let's have a quick look at that hand here. First I thought he just called me, my 70% bet. I thought he was chasing a flush, but then he went like crazy on the turn, so wouldn't surprise me if he was playing Jack 9 I mean. And then the Jack on the river did not change anything for him, he still had the straight. And I just lost like 1.5 million there, and now I got moved to another table here. Can happen. $437, that means that I think, yeah. On the left table, late registration has closed. That means we have the final numbers here. 210 entries, at this moment 167 are still in, and we will have 54 payouts. Going from 822,000 up to 9.3 million for the winner on the 500k buy-in. On this tourney, it's still, 7 minutes late registration open, so we don't have the final numbers there yet. We have people joining in last minute, so we'll see. What I will do is I will run the videos from break to break and see where we can get. So it's 4:38 now. I will run this video till 4:55. Then I will stop it, take a 5-minute break, and then I will start recording part number 2. And hopefully we will get to part number 4, which would mean that we reach the final table in one of these 2 tournaments. But that's not at this moment. We're not really playing for that yet. We're just trying to play to get to the bubble. The bubble is the last position which will not get payouts. That means in this tourney on the left here, that will be position 55. At this moment I'm 107th out of the 164 which are still in. Over here we don't know the final numbers yet, although yeah, in 5 minutes we will know them. 10-7 offsuit here. He immediately bets, okay. But I did manage to hit the 7. As a jack, nope. He was betting on the 5. So I actually won a pot here. Not that much, but yeah. Still. 21,000 from him, and then the blinds and the antes and all that. It was a 61. So we're sort of back to where we started. What is the average at this moment? Let's have a look. The highest chip leader has 2.1 million chips here on the left in that tourney. Average 650,000, and the smallest stack at this moment about 70,000 left. 5-8 offsuit. At this moment, let's have a look on this one here as well. 17 million for the chip leader. He probably doubled or tripled up once. Average is 6.2 million, and the lowest is about 650,000. That's sort of what's going on here at this moment. So I'm definitely by losing that pot there with the ace queen. Seven six offsuit. Get a raise there. Call. So it's gonna be a fold over here. Not much decent hands yet. I had ace queen suited once, yeah. Was a good playable hand, especially on a queen high flop. But then the board turned into a straight, and I had to fold my hand. Still a chance he might have been bluffing there, but he had me covered like 3 times, so he could risk it, I guess. But you never know. I was not gonna find out by putting all my chips in. That's not the idea in a tourney. The idea is to try to survive. But yeah, it's like the first hour. Some people go crazy. Especially seeing his Playchips. That's also, of course, a pretty high factor in all this. Pretty sure there will be people that do not play like this if they would play for real money. But this is Playchip, and some of them have like a zillion. And for this Bigstack format, the 5 million is the highest you can play. Well, although there are people out there who have like hundreds of millions and billions even. He seems to defend his big blind there every time by putting a bet out. But yeah, you're in the big blind. It's so all possible that he has like a 7-6. It's also possible he's just betting to defend his big blind, but have a look on that. But I saw him sort of in the corner of my eye. I saw him do it that like twice already now. Every time he's in the big blind. So have to keep an eye on it if he keeps doing that. Now I'm in the big blind here on the right. We got 3 limpers and then a min raise. So I'm gonna call that one. He still raises it up after 3 people in between, so gotta have some decent hand. But yeah, I flop like the nut flush draw. But it is possible that he has already a pair or something. So I have to be careful for a full house. It makes a continuation bet. Just gonna call that. And hopefully another spade hits the turn or the river. The only thing we have to worry about now is 6-7 suited. I'm gonna bet 70% into the pot, suggesting that I kinda hit the straight there with Jack 10 or so. Meanwhile, gonna raise it up here a bit with the pocket aces. Queen 7 of suit, gonna fold that. Can concentrate on the left table here now. We're really gonna hit the 3 here. I'm just gonna push it all in because yeah, he's in the big blind though. He can have a 3. Good luck to me then. No, I guess not. I thought he was getting a bit too funky. Defending his blind. That made us jump quite a bit though. From 100 place something to 53 now in this one. So hypothetically I'm in the payouts. Position 53 with 54 payouts. Meanwhile also on the right, rate registration has closed. So we also have the numbers here now. 175 entries, 134 people still remaining, and we have 45 payouts. Going from 8.4 million for 37 to 45th, and first place 86.2 million. So, with all these payouts known and all that, now we have to figure out where we can recoup our 5.5 million buy-in. 500k from the left, 5 million on the right. The easiest way, of course, is just to survive the bubble on the right here. Then we will be guaranteed 8.4 million. If we want to make 5.5 million on the left here, then we have to make the final table. Not only that, we have to make the top 3. 30 is 5.6 million, and then 7.1 for second and 9.3 for first. So but at least I won a few chips back already on this. Where am I there? 112 out of 133. So 1-2 more pots wins here would be nice. Queen 9 suited, not a bad hand, but yeah, I'm under the gun with 8 people behind me. What's the point? Someone with ace high might even gonna raise me here. And then you get a board like 2 spades and a heart, and there you are with your queen 9 of clubs. I'm not a fan of those suited hands, as you might hear. Nor from something involving jacks, because yeah, that's like a running thing on this side for me. If I play them myself, I usually lose with them. If I play a hand like ace king, very often you come up against ace jack and then you lose to the ace jack because he hits the jack, or they hit trips jack or something like that. Jack is sort of like a killer card. Ace queen 7-9. 7-9. I mean, seriously, another one who wins the hand with 7-9 of suit. 7-9 of suit. Big blind defending. Goes crazy with it. That's what you get here. Huh? People raise with ace queen and they get called by 7-9 of suit. Don't think you're gonna see that very often in a live game for real money, unless they know each other pretty well or something, have a good read on each other, playing for many years together or something like that. That might all be possible, but do 7 suited, why not? It's suited, but other than that it's like the worst card you can get in no limit hold'em. So I'm slightly gonna fold that. Although from time to time you have to play it strangely. Played it a couple of nights ago, 7 deuce. Flop was like king 7 deuce, and then I got another deuce or 7 on the river, and actually won with a full house. And of course, people put you on all kinds of hands, but not on 7 deuce, so did not expect to get beaten by that. Okay, the deuces has found me. 4 deuce offsuit this time. That's good. Kinda like to play pocket deuces, sorta in late position. Yeah, even now with about 200,000 chips left, this dentista guy over there still raising like crazy. And he even gets away with it as well. Goes all in on a flush draw. Just happened to hit. He had a better hand though. But yeah, it's playing like it's involved in every pot. So pretty much you can mark him right by now. Seen enough from him. Check 3 offsuit there. Seriously. I don't know what's going on, but that's like all week long. That on my left I have one sitting out. Unbelievable. And that is a problem, because that means that if this guy is in the big blind, I'm in the small blind, and people are trying to steal this guy's blinds every time because he's sitting out, and then you're in the small blind and you, even with a playable hand, you cannot defend. Gonna limp in there because they're all limping there at that table I saw. So I'm gonna have a look with queen jack and see what we can get with that. Okay, I get a free turn card. King would be nice. Nah, not another ace. What's he betting on? Don't need to know. Not gonna chase the king because it's also double suited there, so. Six, 8. 6, 8 suited, and they managed to hit a full house. Deuce 7 suited again. What's going on here with the Deuce 7? King 4. Okay. With this guy, he bets like 105% of the pot very often. Just with top pair with a lousy kicker. Interesting. Gonna give him like the dark pink. I flop top here, but look at that board again. Immediately 2 spades, so we already have a flush draw. 7-9 is already a straight. Jack 9 has an open-ended straight draw. And look at them go crazy. Blinds, oh, he only betted like 2 blinds. Now it goes half pot. I'm gonna take that label up for a second. No label, please, thank you. So, the situation at our first break, but actually the second break in the tournament. But seeing we did a late registration, we haven't seen the first break. But now we have a 5-minute break on both of the tables. That means that I will stop this video. Part number 1 of multi-table tournaments. So situation here, 54 payouts, and at this moment I'm in position 66 with 128 people remaining. Here we have 45 payouts and I'm in position 96 out of 124. So I'm kind of, well, a bit under average here on this table, and I'm more towards short stack, not really short stack yet because the blinds are not that high, but on this table I'm in a bit worse shape. So I'm gonna finish the video here and gonna start recording again in part number 2 after the break. I will see you guys then, and bye for now.